Hey everyone, it's me back with another confessional. So basically I left off with the joint confessional with Julia, which, love her, she's such a queen. And we basically talked about the challenge. So that challenge for the round was where we had to determine what the item was based off of like a zoomed in photo of that said item. I thought we did pretty well. And then right after the joint confessional is when I finally got the card for my fortune teller trip. So this was my first time getting to go to the fortune teller chat. I was so excited because everyone on my original tribe had gone, except for me. And I was like, well, I hope I get to go because I really wanted to go. And so I finally got chosen. It was me, Shemayam, Sam D, and Rachel. We each had to pick a card, and each card was kind of someone from production, and they had a stone with it. I immediately gravitated towards Hannah's card. One, because I love Hannah, and two, the gem on her card is a sapphire. And anybody who knows me, that's my birthstone. So I was like, okay, hopefully there's some good vibes that come from this. I'm feeling it, hopefully good fortune. And it was not. So the card was revealed after that joint confessional, and it was basically like I could only talk in chats via emojis and things like that. I couldn't be on calls. I was so annoyed because I really wanted to be on call with the fortune teller chat. Was my first time getting to meet new people, so I was like, this sucks. And then like if we had gone to tribal, I was a little nervous just because I couldn't really interact, although like obviously I had my flaming hot Fritos with Julia and John, so I felt okay there, but still. Then later on the card got changed to 24 hours because it was like a typo from Prod. They were trying, like last season apparently it was really only like 24 hours because it was on mid-round. So thankfully I was able to chat with my the fortune teller chat, and it was honestly a really nice chat. I really enjoyed getting to connect with Shemayam, Rachel, and Sam D. Basically we were kind of just talking about like what's been going on in our tribes. Everyone was kind of being a little tight-lipped, but they were like, there's really no drama happening. Shemayam spilled a little bit about Julia and how she was kind of just being messy, and that's why the tribe voted her out. However, Shemayam did say that Julia threw her name out that last tribal they went to, so I was like, that's interesting. And then Shemayam hopped off, and Sam D, Rachel, and I were like, hey guys, because we know each other. And it was so funny. I ended up calling it like a Rachel sandwich because Sam and Rachel. And that was kind of like the highlight of the call. It was so good. But it was nice getting to connect with them. I really hope that like that early connection kind of plants the seeds for maybe some more talk later on down the line. So we'll see what comes from that. But that was pretty much it with the fortune teller. My tribe ended up winning, or ended up being safe from that challenge that we were participating in, that we did well in with the zoomed in photos. We were safe, and so Rubina went back, and unfortunately we lost Shemayam. And it was really sad because I enjoyed interacting with Shemayam in the fortune teller's chat, and I think her telling us that Julia threw out her name was kind of like a hint that maybe she was in trouble. So that was unfortunate. Then we get on another call, a wellness call from production, and that's when we end up swapping. However, before that, we kind of learned that Thomas said that he almost went home. So I almost wonder if he actually like was gonna go home and played an idol. That's kind of how it was sounding to me. And then like maybe they idled out Shemayam. I don't know, him and Marcelo seemed really upset. It was, I know from Rubina, it was him, Marcelo, and Thomas, Marcelo, and Mona Lisa were left. So I really want to know more about what happened on that tribe, but hopefully I can get that information later. We end up swapping, and I end up on Zafiro tribe. And so on this tribe, it's myself, Sheed, Emily, Juan, Owen, and Brandon. So on the surface level, I was a little nervous because it was 3 OG Perla, 2 Amatista, and then 1 Zafiro. So obviously it's super easy to vote out a Zafiro, or like Owen in that sense, because he's like the odd one out. But also like in my mind the whole time I was thinking like, if Owen goes, like what does that mean for me and Sheed, right? Because we're on the bottom of a 3-2. OG Perla can easily just like take us out one by one if we keep losing. So that kind of crossed my mind as I was starting to kind of interact with people, and it was nice to really get to chat with everyone. I had some really good conversation with Brandon. Like, Brandon was the first person that like I immediately connected with. We bonded over music. We bonded over just like, I mean, he's a teacher. I don't know. It was super easy to connect with Brandon. I really enjoyed my early conversations with him. And like, that was someone immediately I was like, okay, I didn't really think about it, but based off of how that went, like, he was someone that I really want to work with and connect with. I started then connecting a little bit with Juan and Emily, a little bit more of a slower connection, but like, we were able to build some trust there. We got our first challenge, which was a scavenger hunt, and basically I was nervous because a lot of people were busy over the weekend. I noticed that people weren't as active potentially. Also, I mean, I know people have things going on, so I can't blame them. I myself was busy, and my parents' anniversary is that weekend. I had some friends in town that I haven't seen in years, so there was like so many things going on with me that I was also like trying to focus on that, but also on the game. So we ended up kind of getting, you know, once we had the scavenger hunt come out, Emily made a sheet. Thank goodness she made a sheet, and then everyone kind of put their name on what they wanted to do. I didn't really hear much from Owen. Owen was the only one I didn't hear much from at all. So I was kind of wondering, like, is he okay? Like, why isn't he chatting as much? He also kind of didn't really sign up for much items and for many items on the scavenger hunt list. It was kind of like the bare minimum. She was also being super quiet over the weekend, and everyone kept asking me, like, is she normally quiet? And so I was kind of like, yeah, like, that's Sheed, but he'll like do the challenge. He'll be around, like, I promise. I didn't want people to look at Sheed as a target because I didn't want him to go. That's pretty much where we left off. But I was feeling pretty good about the swap. I was nervous at first, obviously, with kind of the number dynamics here, but I was feeling really good. I am feeling pretty good about it. And, you know, I think it's just a matter of hopefully we can win these challenges. With this scavenger hunt, honestly, I don't feel as confident that we're gonna win. Like, I do think that there is some, like, I do think that we did well. Emily did claim a lot of items, and she did a lot, so I thank her for that. But I know, I fear that we're missing some of these larger point items, and it's not about how many you do, it's about the number of points that you get. So I don't know, we'll see. Coming up on the next one, I'll kind of talk about what happened with that and then where I'm at currently. Bye.